What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Underdogs Podcast. We are on to episode number 19 now. Mike's giving me a look. I don't know what happened.
No, my phone was just ringing. My bad.
Okay.
I had to put it on silent.
We already starting off, man.
Craig, I'm going to pass it over to you to introduce the guests and talk a little bit about the Instagram giveaway we are doing right now.
All right. Yeah. We're doing a big Instagram giveaway to the new subscribers. You know, we're going to do some random select of an NBA 2K game. If you do, follow and subscribe. So hit that link below, fellas and ladies, of course. But today we do have a special guest, a high school phenom. Now, this guy is a phenom because we were a part of the same high school graduating class, and I knew about this guy, and we didn't have no social media and none of that. And this dude was like front page of like LA Times and all that. You know what I'm saying? So he was one of the biggest and one of the truest real phenoms. I mean, I know in California we had Tyson Chandler, but Eddy Curry was always a name that you always heard in the game of basketball. He was the fourth pick of the 2001 draft. Spent 11 to 12 years in the NBA, and his coming out, he was labeled Baby Shaq because that was kind of the mode. That was the nickname he had because he was such a monster out there, of course. killing kids our age. Like they was in middle school, and he was already an adult. Like that's how it was going. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome in Mr. Eddy Curry.
Man, I appreciate it. That's an awesome intro, bro. Appreciate you, Craig. Appreciate all y'all for having me. Mike T, all you guys, man. You guys are incredible. Thank you for having me.
Man, we grateful to have you on, man. And you know what I'm saying? I'm excited. You know what I'm saying, to have you on. You got one of the most impactful, layered stories, and you know what I'm saying? Just in the times that we in, I feel like it was a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? You one of these guys that embody that underdog story. So again, bro, grateful and appreciative of, you know what I'm saying, you giving us your time, and you know what I'm saying? Let's get into it.
Let's go.
So first off, I heard you was from Hammond, Indiana.
You ain't never heard that. Stop playing with me. Hey, no knock on. I mean, Hammond is close though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hammond, Hammond, Indiana, right there, bro. But no, we used to get our gas over there. My mama used to get her cigarettes from over there, but we ain't. It was
a little cheaper in Indiana, huh?
A little cheaper in Indiana. I don't know what it is now, but that's how we used to roll. We used to take them late night trips with my mom across the border to go get some gas.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So I just wanted to get into your upbringing. How was your household? How was life? You know what I'm saying? Growing up, kind of just walk us through. You know what I'm saying? Your upbringing.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up. It felt like it was normal. I had my mom and my dad in the house. I was lucky to, definitely appreciative of that. They both worked a lot though. My mom was she worked overnight as like a what would you call it? They had these houses where like people with like mental disabilities would stay, and she would go there and just she would be there with them all night. So I mean, basically, I would just see her. She would come in, cook dinner. She would go to sleep. We knew not to wake her up unless it was something important, and we would just it was just me and my sister at the time. I do have another brother and sister, but that's from my dad's previous marriage, so I would see them too. Those are my people. Shout out Beth, shout out Jason. I love them to death. But yeah, man, my dad drove trucks, across the country. He was always like moving around and stuff. So like I said, a lot of times it was just me and my sister there. And I was, we grew up in Calumet City area right outside of Chicago. Not a lot of money, bro, but we had everything we needed. Wish I would have had a couple Jordans here and there, but it's all good. I had my share of Jordans later on in life, but we had a lot of love though. My parents gave us everything that we needed, man, and really made sure that, we stayed focused and kept us involved with something, extracurricular so that we didn't have to be, one of those victims of the streets, one of those victims of just boredom, living in those type of environments. You you got to find something to do, or else you can end up doing the wrong thing. So they always made sure we had something positive to do.
Nah, that's definitely, the mode. You know what I'm saying? That's similar to me. My mom's had me in everything.
Right.
I was karate, I was ballet, you know what I'm saying? Anything to like just wear me out, basically. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't start playing ball till you was in 7th grade. So you wanted to be, what did you want to be before you started, you know what I'm saying, the basketball?
Yeah. I wanted to be a gymnast, straight up. Yeah. It's crazy because, like, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know how it was where y'all was from, but, like, I don't know. Those was the people who got the attention at school, man. Like, anytime it was recess, anytime before school, we was lining up, whatever we was doing, we was tumbling. We was flipping off of stuff. We was flipping off the monkey bars. We was flipping on the grass, whatever. You know, those are the guys that got all the attention. So I was always intrigued by that. And then we had our Secretary of State at the time. His name was Jesse White. And what Jesse White would do is he put together Jesse White tumblers. So you know what I'm talking about. So he would have those guys performing like at all of the cool stuff in Chicago, the Bud Billiken Parade, during the Chicago Bulls games. Those guys he would have like the inner city kids going crazy, doing tumbling acts and stuff. So that was, honestly, growing up, that was my goal. I was like, man, I want to be a Jesse White tumbler, bro. So like everything I did was to try to be a Jesse White tumbler. So, you know, we would find people throwing out mattresses. I'm like, man, what y'all doing? That's a good mattress, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Flipping on that, you know what I'm saying? Bro, dudes would find a good mattress. You know, we would stack them boys up so we can get even more bounce, you know what I'm saying? It ain't matter how dirty they was or springs popping out, it didn't matter. It was like, this is perfect, bro. This is a good day. You find a good mattress, this is a good day, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that was kind of, you know, how I came on. That's kind of how I taught myself to do, you know, tumbling and stuff. But it's crazy because, you know, you fast forward some time, like you said, I didn't hoop until 7th grade. So I would say from, you know, 2nd grade up until then, I was all tumbling. So when I really start putting it together and start hooping and stuff, I was agile on my feet. I could pick up moves right away. Somebody would teach me a move and I could learn it right away because it was just all footwork. It was nothing to me. You know, I was used to having that type of agility. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was nothing. People, you know, it kind of became a thing as I was, you know, moving around the city and people were discovering me and noticing me. It'd be like, hey, do the flip. And they'd have me do the flip. But it got to a point where they was like, hey, stop doing that because we don't want you to get hurt. But I mean, I had got so nice with it. I just, anytime, just no hands, boom, right quick. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope, man.
No, that's dope. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in the hood, growing up in poverty, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was jumping off the trash cans. We jumping off garages.
The garages, come on, man.
Yeah. Jumping off anything, trying to see
anything
how
you see, you looking at it like, yeah, I'm gonna jump off of that right quick. You know what I'm saying? I tell my kids that. I'm like, so y'all don't know nothing about this standing up on top of a gate trying to balance yourself just so you can flip off that thing. But they don't know nothing about that, bro.
That's something.
They got trampoline parks. They want to go to sky high jump zone and shit. I'm like, nah, bro. My jump zone was a mattress, bro, and that was all I needed. That was all I needed, bro.
Facts. And big shout out to, you know what I'm saying, Jesse White tumblers in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? They came to Milwaukee a few times. We got Milwaukee Flyers, which just was basically, you know what I'm saying, in that same mode.
Right.
And they jumping over, they putting 3-4 people on their shoulders and they jumping over them, hitting flips like really soaring. So that's
going crazy. And what he was doing, what I didn't really realize at the time, you know, he was keeping these kids off the street.
Off the streets.
These were inner city kids, bro, that would have absolutely been, you know, one of those stories of somebody who grew up to be robbing people, shooting people, you know, absolutely. So, I mean, shout out to Jesse White, like you said, bro, because, I mean, he had already made it. He was the Secretary of State, bro. He didn't have to do that. You know, he had already kind of solidified who he was going to be and what he was going to be to our people. And he reached back. And I'm pretty sure he still has his hand in something in the community out there, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, it sounds like on the West Coast, like Tommy the Clown.
Tommy the Clown, the crumper joint. Yeah, come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? But like keeping kids out the street, you know what I'm saying, and giving you like a full event of good time.
Yes, sir.
But let's talk about this sick turnaround, dude. First of all, you start hooping in 7th grade and you become a lottery pick, bro. In 5 years.
Ain't that crazy, dog? That's God, bro, for real. But I mean, you know, it was weird, bro. Like, I wasn't good at all, but like I said, I was able to pick up things. And I always had the competitive like spirit in me, bro. Just I learned that from hooping. I'm not hooping, but tumbling and shit. I always wanted to be just as good as the next dude, so I always would work at it. So when it came to hooping, like I think in 7th grade, I was super tall. I was, hit a growth spurt over the summer. I was taller than all my teachers, and my coach was like, man, you got to play. Pretty much forced me to play. But I was so embarrassed because I was so trash. I'm like, I didn't even tell my parents or nothing. I was like, man, I'm just going to, sneak out. I told my parents, anytime I had a game, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm just staying late, doing this, doing that. And my auntie, actually, her friend told her, like, yo, your son got a game tonight. And she said, your nephew got a game tonight. She's like, man, my nephew don't play no basketball. Like, he be flipping and doing dumb stuff. He a clown. He don't do nothing. And she was like, no, I'm telling you, he got a game. So my auntie told my mom, like, yo, your son got a game tonight. She was like, doing what? She's like, playing basketball. My mom like, nah, bro, Eddie don't play no basketball, man. You tripping. They ended up, I'm at the game and stuff thinking I'm finna just go in here, get me a layup, and then get up out of here, bro. And I see my mom walk in. I'm just so embarrassed. Like, I can't even believe it, bro. But ever since then, bro, she just really was pushing me, man. She was really pushing me. And then I ended up playing against this team, and where was that team at, bro? It was this team called Prairie Hills, bro. I was in middle school. It was a team called Prairie Hills. My guy Armand Gates, his brother Dennis Gates, actually coaches Missouri right now. So at the time, Armand was on the AAU team. I ain't know nothing about AAU or nothing like that at the time. And when I played against them, I was so big and agile and stuff. I just had glimpses of different things. And he was like, wait a minute, bro, you need to come to my AAU team tryout. And I'm just like, I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up, I think I ended up going, and I ain't really like it too much. And then the coach ended up coming over my house. My coach, Stan White, came to the house. And he like, man, he came. My boy Najib Eccles came. My boy Jay Strait, who would later become like, two of my great friends. They all came to the house and they just kind of pitched the idea of me coming to play with them. And I'm like, nah, I'm straight. At the time, I had never really left the house like that. Like, everything I did was in my neighborhood. I ain't trying to go spend a night at nobody's crib. I ain't trying to do none of that. I want to go outside. I liked hooping a little bit at the time, but I like hooping in my neighborhood. I ain't really care to go hoop in all these different places. And my mom kind of left it up to me. My mom and dad was like, yo, it's up to you. If you want to go, you can go. If not, you can just chill. I'm like, nah, I'm going to chill, bro. I ain't going to go. But at the last minute, they kind of forced me to go. And I remember crying, like, come on, man. Y'all going to make me go? Like, man, what if I get hurt? What if this happened? They're like, man, ain't nobody going to do nothing to you. My dad, like, man, them fools, they can't eat you. Like, if it can't eat you, then you shouldn't be scared about nothing. That's always his thing. Like, so I'm like, all right, cool. I went. And I mean, it really turned out to be the best thing ever. You know what I'm saying? Because I was surrounded by basketball. I was able to escape that neighborhood life that would have probably consumed me. I mean, because at the time, I mean, I'm a regular neighborhood kid. Although I like hooping and all the positive stuff, I also like the gangbangers. You know what I'm saying? I also thought that was intriguing to me, how they would go have meetings and stuff at the park and how they would acknowledge me and stuff. And I just would imagine, like, damn, if I really was a part of them, you know what I'm saying? They really would vibe with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I would, befriend the game members and stuff in my hood and stuff like that. So that really helped me a lot, bro, because my coach, Stan White, bro, he was from New Lenox, this area called New Lenox out by Joliet, which was totally different from where I was from. You know what I'm saying? This was like a really, really nice neighborhood.
Southside.
You know what I'm saying? Nice schools. That was the first time I heard of Britney Spears. You go over there, they listening to Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. I'm saying, like, what is this? Like, what do y'all got going on? You know what I'm saying? We going to McDonald's. They came there. They bought out the 20-piece nuggets. I'm like, man, bro got me 20-piece. I'm like, okay, I could do this. So every weekend I would go over there, you know what I'm saying? He'd give me a 20-piece nugget and we'd go hoop, bro. And that was just kind of how it was, bro. But those were my friends. The whole team would be there. And I really met, lifelong friends over there. But in the process, I also was exposed to more competition. And I also just kept getting that, okay, these guys are pretty good. Like, I was already better than everybody around my neighborhood and around the close cities. And I was pretty cocky about that. But when I started seeing, okay, it's people hooping like this all over. And I wanted to be the best at that point. That became my thing. I started realizing, wait, they ranking kids now? Like, okay, I want to be in the top 100. You know what I'm saying? I want to go to Peach Jam. I want to go you know what I'm saying? I want to be one of them guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, I mean, that's kind of what, sparked it for me.
Nah, you definitely unpacked a lot of gems in that. You know what I'm saying? Then just, seeing where AAU is today. And, one of the things that I wanted to say is important too is being able to make that transition and welcoming getting out your community, getting off the block, getting out the hood. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the biggest keys that I picked up from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Being open.
But it wasn't my, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't my plan. You know what I'm saying? That was what I felt comfortable there. Mm-hmm. So it was my mom and dad that's like, nah, bro, you go on out there, bro. Your house, your room ain't going nowhere. Your toys, your video game, your friends, they ain't going nowhere. They're going to be here when you get back. And I needed that. You know what I'm saying? Because for so long, like up until that point, I got to a point where I was like, me and my homies, I had a group of homies that we all hooped together. You know what I'm saying? We consider ourselves to be, our group, our hooper group, and we don't need nobody else, and we're going to make it. But I didn't realize the world was bigger than my city, bro. I didn't realize that. You start traveling, you start meeting people with different just accents. I remember the first time I heard somebody speaking a different just accent, somebody from down south, somebody from out west, you know what I'm saying? Those were things I only ever heard a Chicago person speak. I could tell the difference between somebody from the south side of Chicago and somebody from the west side of Chicago by how they talk and certain slang things, but I had never really heard nobody from the south. I never really heard nobody from, you know what I'm saying, the West Coast like that. So it was crazy being around all them people, bro, and you just started seeing like, bro, this world is big. It's way bigger than we ever thought. I mean, I didn't go to downtown Chicago until, probably my senior year in high school, junior year. I had never went to downtown Chicago. I never went past downtown Chicago until I got drafted for the Bulls, bro. Until I went to go work out for the Bulls. That was the first time I went past downtown Chicago, bro. Like for real, it's like that, bro. Like I'm sitting here driving. I used to think that was the longest drive in the world, bro. Like for real, like I'm taking a nap. I'm getting a blanket. I'm putting it over my face, and I'm treating it like it's a real road trip to go to the north side. You know what I'm saying? The north side of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, but it was like that. I spent my whole life to that point just being on the south side.
Let's just talk about that fact because, like, in our environment, man, like, it's a lot of people that go through that I know some friends that ain't even left they certain block. Ain't never seen, Brentwood, Beverly Hills, you know what I'm saying? So like that mentality, it's a real mentality for our environment. Like we don't normally be able to get out of our environments to see different things, that it can present the outside the box theory in our minds, to make us think, oh, there is more now we got to go attack the world. So it's just dope to hear that from your perspective and how you talk about that.
No, for sure. And it's funny, bro. I read something a long time ago, and they said like the average person lives and dies. They're born and they'll live their whole life within a 5 square mile radius or something like that. Dang. And I'm like, damn, that's so real, bro. Because I'm looking at my family. Thinking about my cousins, and I'm like, bro, they live their whole life in that same, you know what I'm saying? And it's still true to this day. And so that's why anytime, like when I actually made it, bro, and I was actually able to move around and I got married in Mexico, I'm like, everybody coming to Mexico. My whole family coming to Mexico. Anybody y'all friends with coming to Mexico. We going to San Juan. We coming wherever I go, everybody gonna come because I need y'all to see this. I need y'all to know that it's more than just what we were used to, bro, for real.
That's why it's called the trap.
Right.
It was designed like that, but we was one of them ones to be able to navigate that space.
Right.
About of it. And then that's a big thing. We're gonna talk about that too, of just feeling like we gotta be the ones to experience this for our family and bring them along that journey with us and the pressures behind that. But we'll hop into that later. I want to talk about your senior year. Fast forward a little bit, senior year, you averaging 22 points, 9 rebounds, 6 blocks. When did the spotlight start to like really shine on you?
By that time, like I first went to Nike camp like in what grade was I when I went to Nike camp, bro? Probably like sophomore year or something like that. So ever since I went to Nike camp, that's when it kind of started growing, bro. Honestly, like around sophomore year, I think. No, matter of fact, was it sophomore year? No, I want to say it might have been freshman year, bro, for real, for real. Like the end of freshman year. Started going to Nike camp. I remember I saw like maybe Tracy McGrady or something like that. It was one of them dudes, bro. Went to Nike camp, went to Adidas camp. And I just saw how they treated them, bro. Like them guys, you know what I'm saying? The top of the top guys, not just player that's ranked 50 to, 200. Them top 20 dudes, they treat a little different at them camps. At that time they did. You know what I'm saying? They got first dibs to the equipment room, and they got escorted by all the Nike people all over the camp. They didn't have to go to all the meetings. They could kind of show up when they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? They was them guys. You knew who them guys was at them camps, bro. So that was always my thing. I'm like, oh, I gotta be one of them guys. Well, I'm here. I might as well try to be, you know what I'm saying, one of them guys. So that's kind of how my name kind of got out there, just by being in those camps, going to all them camps. I just had a streak of luck. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like the first person that actually saw me and noticed me and was like, you know what, this dude is tall. My guy, Donnie Kirksey, man, rest in peace, Donnie. He passed away a couple years ago, bro, from COVID. But that was my guy, bro. And like, he was like the first person that saw me walking down the street, like, hey, you could be something. And he ended up like, put me in tune with like Chris Webber and stuff. Chris Webber used to give me clothes and stuff like that, give me jeans and stuff coming up. So quite naturally, Chris Webber became like my favorite player ever out of nowhere. And I just kind of, in a way, tried to model my game after him a little bit. Like, man, I want to be able to shoot like Chris Webber. I want to be able to, handle the ball a little bit, be a little bit mobile, just play with his flair. I think what really did it too also was like I had already, once I started building up that name, they kind of started comparing me to Tyson. It was me and Tyson, 1, 2, whatever, top 3, me, Tyson, and a couple other people, Kwame. Then I had an opportunity to play against Tyson in the KMOX shootout my junior year or senior year? I can't remember what it was. Played in St. Louis. I was coming off the flu. My coach had this rule where if you didn't practice, you couldn't start. So he literally didn't start me. And I'm talking about this game was the first time I played in like this big arena. It was like us. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching the game. I'm watching the game before me. I forgot who was playing before me, but I know D. Lee. I'm sitting next to David Lee, right? Me and David Lee get friendly at that point. That was the first time I met David. And he comes up and he introduces himself to me. And he's telling me about Tyson. And he knew everything. He knew everybody in the class. Like, bro, D. Lee was like a human almanac when it came to high school. Bro. He knew everything. Oh, yeah, this guy, he was breaking down everybody to me. He's like, oh, yeah, you got Tyson, bro. You better than Tyson because you can do this and you can do that. And then Tyson can't do this and blah, blah, blah. Like, he was just going. He had me confident, like, oh, okay, cool. So I go out there, bro. They don't start me, bro. I hadn't played in like a week because I had the flu. I was out of shape. And I play like trash, bro. I went out there and played like trash. We both ended with like 13 points, though. But Tyson had this like highlight dunk where he jumped over my point guard and dunked on him. It was crazy, right? So after that, bro, I met Wes. I met Uncle Wes, Worldwide Wes.
Worldwide Wes, shout out.
Yeah, so I met Worldwide Wes before that. So after that game, Wes came over, talked to me and my mom and them, and was like, "Look, man, kid got a chance to do something great, man. He gonna mess around and be a lotto pick out of high school, but you're gonna have to turn up because you just basically went out there and laid the egg." So I'm like, damn, all right. So he said, listen, if you'll commit yourself, you know what I'm saying, I'll hook you up with Tim Grover, Michael Jordan's trainer. I'm like, what? So he like, but you're gonna have to go there before school every day. I had to start going to his trainer every day. Like before school at like 5 a.m, I'm going downtown to work out with Tim Grover. And then I'm going to school and doing my work and stuff and then practicing and then hooping with my team. But by the time like McDonald's rolled around, like I was in the best shape ever. And I was just on a roll. I was killing dudes all season. And then McDonald's came. My boy TJ Ford literally gift wrapped me the MVP because he passed it to me every single time. Because I can't thank him enough for that. D. Lee was on my team. D. Lee was actually my roommate in the McDonald's All-American game, which was crazy. And we sitting there talking like he's telling me about, of course we reminiscing about the KMOX shootout, which happened like some, earlier that school year. And he's just like, man, we're gonna go crazy. I remember I actually talked D. Lee into getting into the dunk contest. He wasn't gonna do it. He was like, I'll get in if you get in. So I got in the dunk contest. I was actually in the dunk contest in the McDonald's All-American game. At the last minute, when it was about to start, I pulled out. I'm like, man, there's no way. We got James White in this dunk contest. There's no way. We all thought we was in it for no reason anyway. I'm like, bro, it's going to go to James White, bro. He's gonna dunk from the free throw line, dog. There's nothing nobody can do. Bro. It is what it is. The elite get out there with his showmanship, taking off his jersey, throwing the ball up, going between the legs and all that stuff. D-Lee wins the damn dunk contest, bro. I'm like, wow, over James White. My boy D-Lee got the dunk contest, got the championship, bro. So that was dope. And then I got the MVP, bro. So once that happened, it was kind of like just a matter of time at that point, because I mean, in an all-star game with Tyson, and Tyson didn't even come. Tyson hurt himself or something happened. I can't remember exactly why Tyson didn't come, but Tyson didn't come to the game. But Kwame was there. All the people that they would have thought, DeJuan Wagner was there. Anybody that they would have thought would have been a lottery pick was there, and I got the MVP. So that kind of put that stamp on it, like, oh, okay, you know. Yeah. So at that point, it was just a waiting game. It was just stay out of trouble, keep your nose clean, go on and graduate. I didn't understand at the time. I was young. I'm just like, man. My coach and everybody is like, look, you got to graduate. You got to take your SATs. You got to get a good score. I'm like, for what? Like, what's the point? Like, bro, I'm not going to college anyway. They're like, you just got to do it because they cared about all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? At that time, they was sending private investigators. They knew everything about me. Like, that was kind of the thing. Everybody in my life was just coaching me up. Like, listen, bro, you just got to chill. You just got to do everything by the book. You got this far, bro. Like, it was that became the main thing. It just really was like, just stay out of trouble, bro. You did all of the work. You did all of the hard stuff. Now just contain yourself and get to the next level.
Shout out to all the names. DeJuan Wagner scored 100 points in the game.
100 points, baby.
Real killers. Like, I used to watch him all the time, you know what I'm saying, as a shorty growing up. Then TJ Ford.
Boy.
He was your welcome to the league moment, right, Mike?
Of course he was. That's why I had to say something when you mentioned it, right?
What?
TJ, I couldn't do nothing with TJ Ford.
People don't know how cold TJ was, dog.
Yo, quickness, could shoot, had bounce. Like, he did everything. Yes. And he played for the Bucks for a while. So, you know, I was tapped in. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't guard TJ Ford, bro. Like, I've never ran into somebody that I couldn't guard. Like,
you gotta see his son. His son is the second coming, dog. I'm trying to tell you, his son, little TJ, is the second coming, dog.
Yeah, I gotta go look at him because, man, that shit was unstoppable. That stop and go 0 to 100 was the same as mine.
But hey, you know, like, hey, people don't realize, bro, like, it was such a big dominant, because the NBA was big dominated. So obviously, like, they were looking for bigs, bro. So the guards kind of got overlooked, but the guard play was insane. Right. It was insane, bro. Like, you think, bro, today, bro, if you had a guard that dropped 100 points and was one of them guys, not just a guy who dropped 100 and then just disappeared, but like Wani was doing it all year. Like, he was going nuts he was baby AI. He was Allen Iverson in high school, bro.
For sure.
It wouldn't have even been close. He would have been a #1 pick, like, hands down in today's game, bro. No question, bro. But because of the times, you got Kwame #1, you got Tyson #2, Pau Gasol 3, me 4. Like, come on, like, that's how it went. Because it was. But if it was another time, if it was a different age, different time, bro, Wani would have absolutely been #1, no question.
For sure.
Out of high school.
For sure.
Out of high school, bro.
I remember when I was a shorty, we played in the Rumble in the Bronx, and we was on the DeJuan Wagner All-Star team. We got to meet him and everything. Like, so I actually had, like, experience with knowing who he was as a shorty, and like he was a god out there.
He was a god, bro. Like, and he's also under that World Wide West, you know what I'm saying? Umbrella. Yeah, you under that umbrella, bro, you gonna get the best of everything, dog. Like, trainers, and at that time, it wasn't like it wasn't the thing to, like, everybody's a trainer. Everybody wasn't no trainer then, you know what I'm saying? Like you had to really know somebody. So to be able to go to Tim Grover and to be able to go to like certain dudes, bro, you had to know somebody. You know what I'm saying? And you had to even be just thinking on that wavelength, like that's even necessary. Because I think for a while, guys didn't even realize that was necessary. I believe dudes was just going to work out with their teams when it came time, right before training camp. They would go report to the teams and start working out there. And, but, it was different. Like, it was different. In Chicago, I was blessed to have that hoops run that Tim Grover will put on, MJ will put on. During the summertime, you got everybody in there, Mike Finley, Paul Pierce, Twan Walker, and like MJ himself, bro, like Juwan Howard, like you had everybody in there, bro. You had hoopers, dogs in there, bro, from all over the league, bro. So to step on that court, like it was incredible. To work out with Tim Grover was a dream come true, bro. It was a blessing. It was an absolute blessing. I still have an incredible relationship with Tim to this day, bro. Like we joke around. I call him dad. He called me his son because we spent that much time together. I was with Tim all the time, bro. That was my guy. Tim Grover was my guy, bro.
So I wanna rewind it a little bit, talking about, high school. At one point you were considering college. You signed a letter of intent with DePaul University. Can you kind of walk us through that college recruiting process? And
like, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like when I wanted to go to college, I wanted to go to Cincinnati. Like, but my dad was like, nah. And because I love Cincinnati. I love Bob Huggins. I love like Melvin Levitt, like all them dudes. Like to me, that team just looked crazy. And they had the Jordan uniforms. I'm like, oh, that's where I need to be. But my dad was on some like, nah, those guys are all knuckleheads. Like anybody that go there, you're gonna look like a knucklehead. I don't want you to go there. So he was really pushing me to go to Illinois, University of Illinois. He loved Bill Self. And that was like I took 2 visits. I went to Illinois because my dad wanted me to go there. And I went to DePaul because it was right there in the city. When I went to DePaul, that was more so because my guy Donnie, you know what I'm saying? He's like, bro, at this point, we kind of knew I was gonna go to the league. So it was more so on along the lines of how can I help DePaul? How can I help my city? So if I commit to them, maybe I get some of these other guys to think it's cool to come here. You know what I'm saying? And one of my favorite people on earth is Quentin Richardson, bro. Like that's my guy. And that's always been like somebody I looked up to, somebody I wanted to emulate, just kind of his path and how he just captivated the city and really wore it and did it the right way. And then went to the league and just represented that young spirit. I always wanted to do that, him and D Miles, you know what I'm saying? And I played AAU with them too. So when him and Bobby and all them dudes went to DePaul, I'm like, all right, cool. I visited with a lot of colleges. They all came to my house. Colleges came to the crib and talked to us and stuff. But those big time colleges, Memphis and UNC and Duke, they were pretty much like, bro, if you ain't gonna come, bro, then just leave us alone. Don't commit to us. You know what I'm saying? It was so obvious that I was gonna go lotto. Some of them was even telling me like, bro, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I wouldn't even risk it. Like, I wouldn't even risk it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you could come here, whatever. You can't really do nothing but hurt yourself, hurt your chance. You can come have a bad year. You can start out slow. You can whatever. You can get hurt, anything. Like, I had like major colleges telling me that, bro. So it was like, all right, I really didn't have no choice but to go to the league. I mean, it's like, that was like kind of like the main thing. And plus, that's what I wanted to do anyway, because I'm like, I'm trying to get to the league, bro. And by that time, I'm like, I feel like I'm ready. I've been hooping against these dudes all summer. Like for the last few years, I felt myself getting better and better. I wasn't scared of nobody. I felt like I was ready. So that was, like I said, that was like DePaul. Pat Kennedy was really like, he was cool with it. He understood the whole process. And they really, and I think because of that, they treated my guy Donnie like good. Like he was a coach. He became a coach there. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of good came behind me, committing to the city. And that was pretty much why I did it though. But yeah, I knew I wasn't going. I knew I wasn't going to college though.
So one thing we were talking about last night while planning this is NILs came up in the conversation.
If NILs I would have went to college, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I called that one.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, I'd have did it. I'd have did it. No question. Because why not though? You know what I'm saying? Why not, bro?
Yeah.
Your family could be straight. Like that was a thing too, bro. Like I felt guilty. Like I always had this type of mentality where I want my family to see this. Like when I would go to Florida for nationals, I'm like, man, I'm telling them like, man, there's palm trees here. You know what I'm saying? I'm on this ride. I'm going to Great America, and I'm talking to them, and they back at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Just like, man, like I'm like, nah, bro, that's not right. I can't feel I feel guilty from just for just feeling these type of pleasures, bro, and my family's struggling, bro. Like, how can I do that?
Yeah.
So I knew me going to college, man, and going on campus and having little pocket change, man. I heard about the boosters and stuff. I know I'd have been straight. I seen how everybody was rolling in, you know what I'm saying, Tahoes and Suburbans and stuff. I knew I'd have had me a whip, but it's like, man, what's like my people still working. My mom's still working, you know, 18 hours, and my dad is still driving across the country. Like, come on, man. Like, I was like, nah, I gotta get to the money. But yeah, so if they had NILs, bro, if I was able to treat myself like the business that I really was, bro, and put somebody like start grooming my family to handle that business, man, like I would have absolutely jumped on that for sure.
You touched on the topic that I kind of wanted to dive into. You know what I'm saying? Just that mental part of feeling like you successful, and that's a joyous moment. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You experiencing life at the top of the very top, and it's like you still feel bad about it because your people is still back in the hood and your people is still back in the trap. That's a topic that's not rarely, you know what I'm saying, spoken upon. So I kind of want to, you know what I'm saying, hear your thoughts about just that, you know what I'm saying, experience, and then making it to the, you know what I'm saying, just the whole process. Let me just hear what your thoughts is on that. Yeah,
man. You know, I think we all kind of, as we growing up, man, we got we got a group of friends, bro, and we all feel like, man, if I make it, I'm gonna do this. And everybody and the other your homies like, man, if I make it, I got you. We all like, man, so we believe that. So when I made it, I'm like, man, all right, I'm a man of my word, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, I've always felt that way when I started realizing that the world was bigger than my neighborhood. And I'm like, oh, y'all got to see this. I want to experience this with y'all. So of course, when I get to the league, bro, it's like, it was cool because I was in Chicago. So I didn't have to really do nothing crazy to get everybody to where I was. My thing was like, hey, y'all can come to my crib and experience this. I got 4-wheelers. I got, you know what I'm saying, every video game, bro. We could go to the mall. We could go to Great America. All got the new J's on, got a new Nike outfit. Nike was sending me hella stuff. So I would just, you know what I'm saying, pass it to the homies. Like, I mean, it was great. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of them things. Like, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's just you kind of train yourself because you in that struggle, in that fight with somebody for so long that you feel like you owe them or you're obligated. But I mean, it's just that thing, bro, that weight that's on you to help people to experience and to help people to see what you're seeing, bro. Just because maybe that'll be the motivation that they need to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that'd be the motivation that they need to stay that righteous path, bro, to try and get to where you need to be. Now, of course, I know I did it the wrong way because I felt like, man, if I just give it to you, that's the way. I didn't think about the fact that I had to put in work, bro, to get here. I sacrificed a lot. I miss birthdays. I miss all my summers. I miss everything, especially once you go to the league. You miss everything, bro. Especially if you're on one of them teams, you missing Christmas, you missing Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Those are big time holidays that in our communities, you know, we value that. We look forward to that. You know what I'm saying? Our birthdays and our Christmases and our, you know what I'm saying, trick or treating and all that type of stuff. You miss all of that stuff. So now you are an adult now. You start having kids. You missing birthdays. You missing first steps. You know what I'm saying? Well, it ain't like we ain't had FaceTime.
Yeah,
you know
we have recording phone.
Yeah, we ain't had that. This time I'm on the phone. I'm hearing one of my babies talk. I'm like, who is that? This voice got deep as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like that though, man. You know, you miss out a lot, bro. You miss out on a lot, bro, and you just don't realize that it's okay. It's okay for you to want to share this life with people, but you just got to do it in the right way. You got to give them something to keep striving for. You got to give them a way. Create the way. Don't just give it to them. like somebody say, don't just give them the fish, teach them how to fish. I think I wish I would have taken that approach more so than anything. You know, that, and I think you still achieve that. You still achieve that, like that you quench that thirst to want to share. And I think you do it in the right way, and you don't jeopardize yourself in the process.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Sure.
What was the draft process like? How many workouts did you have? Did you have any workouts? And then, like, did you even have to go to the combine?
The combine? I had to go to the combine to just do my measurements. I didn't have to play at all. And then I had to, and it was in Chicago, so that was dope. But I still, being a young arrogant dude, I'm like, man, I ain't going to that. My agent like, bro, you have to go, bro. Like, just go do the 40 and go do the little baseline tests, your wingspan, the bench press. I'm in there, man. I'm gonna lift this up 5 times and that's it, bro. I'm not about to do all this. Like, man, I'm not doing it. Like I was on that, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. So you know, because I knew it didn't have nothing to do with where I was gonna get drafted. You know what I'm saying? But when it came to the workouts, I think I went to work out. I worked out for like 5 teams because we knew I wasn't gonna go no lower than 5. So I think I worked out for like wherever the Hawks picked. I remember the Hawks was the highest pick that I worked out for. I went to the Bulls. I went to the Bulls twice. And then I went to Washington twice, I think. I worked out for the Wizards twice.
Was there any pressure knowing that you were going to go to these teams and like you felt like you had to ultimately like perform at a high level? Did you feel like pressure?
No, because they had me playing against high school kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was either playing against high school kids. I played against Kwame and Washington. I played against a guy named Usman Cisse. I don't know if y'all remember Usman.
Yeah.
I played against Usman in Washington. And in Washington, when I played Usman, he was coming off like a double ACL surgery. So really it was like I really only had to worry about Kwame. Oh, and I worked out for the Clippers too. That was the only one I was like, you know what? I'm putting everything I got into the Clippers because I wanted to go to the Clippers so bad. They had D Miles and Q. They had D Miles and Q, and I'm like, man, I want to go to the Clippers so bad, bro. So that was the one, bro. They had me doing a bunch of like, and honestly, I want to say I might have been the only person there. Like, I didn't work out with another player. It was just me and the coach on the floor working out with the Clippers. Me and like Alvin Gentry or something like that. They just had me doing a bunch of like full court stuff and dunking the ball and catching alley-oops and stuff. I was in there clowning. But I worked out against Kwame and them in Washington. And then I went to Chicago. Who did I work out with in Chicago? Maybe like Lauren Woods or something like that. I dog Lauren Woods. No disrespect to Lauren Woods. Shout out Lauren Woods. But at the time, I didn't respect no college players, bro. I've been hooping against NBA players. So I'm like, man, if he a college player, put him in here. I don't care. He could get this work. So, you know, I was going through them. When I went to, matter of fact, no, I'm lying. Lauren Woods was in Atlanta because it was Lauren Woods, me, and Shane Battier. That was my first brush with Shane Battier. We had to do, like, it was weird because they had us doing like work, bro. They had a real classroom when we went to go work out in Atlanta, bro. I killed the court, the on the court stuff, bodied it. The classroom part, not so much, dog. Them boys had mad, we had algebra work and stuff. And I'm sitting here like, what? Why? Why are we doing this, bro? I don't understand. Like, why are we doing this, dog? It was the craziest thing. And I remember they gave us some work, bro. They had us at these little desks, bro. And Shane, of course, Shane Battier knew all of it, dog. So yeah, of course. They got us doing the math stuff. I'm looking at my paper like, bro, this is like I'm reading Russian right now. I don't even know what this is, bro. I'm reading Chinese, dog. I'm looking at Shane stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. He looks back like, dude, what are you doing? This is basic math. Loud as hell, bro, with the coaches in the room. I'm like, damn, bro, you gonna front me like that, bro? I hated Shane forever after that, bro. I hated Shane forever after that. Me and Shane he didn't even know I hated him like that. Like, I probably told him this when we was in Miami. I was like, bro, I really hated you, dog, for a long time, bro. Like, I felt like he was bogus for that. Because, you know, Shane came out after going to college for 4 years. he was one of those guys that was really outspoken about like, man, the
High
NBA drafting
school
all these young guys, blah blah blah.
Uh-huh.
So he
got
had
like
a
a
chip on his
4.0
shoulder.
too.
So for me to be cheating off his paper, he was like, "See, this is what I'm talking about, man." You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, "Man, cut it out, bro." But yeah, that was crazy, bro. When I worked out with the Bulls, that was kind of trippy because the on the court stuff was always dope, but they would have you doing little stuff here and there, and then it was around the time when D Miles or something like that. I remember D Miles was there the year before for the pre-draft and working out with the team and stuff. And they asked him, like I remember the rumor or the word came out that they asked him to cut his hair. So I was really on some like, man, what kind of stuff the Bulls on, bro? So then when I went there, I remember they had a psychologist or a psychiatrist, I don't know which one, but they had one of them there, this dude, and we had to talk to him and, you know, literally showing you shapes like, you know, what do you see? What do you see here? What do you see? I'm like, oh, I think that's a girl on a swing, but it could be a dog and you know what I'm saying, with a frisbee. I don't know, bro. But like it was really like that, bro. And I really had to go sit and talk to this guy, bro, for a long time. And I was just really like, I really was like kind of like, I don't know about the Bulls, bro. So when it came time for the draft, the actual draft, bro, I'm like, yeah, I want to go to the Clippers, bro. Like I want to go to number one because that'd be cool to go number one. But I ain't really that thrilled about being in Washington. It was just never that type of city that made me feel like I wanted to be there. And I'm like, I'd rather go to the Clippers. I want to go to the Clippers so bad. I want to be, you know, knucklehead. I want to do all of that. So man, we at the draft. Shout out Q Rich, Knucklehead, D Miles, my boys. Yeah, but yeah, I'm like, man, I want to go to the Clippers. So the first pick came. And they kind of be knowing all of this stuff already, honestly. I don't mean to like, I hope I'm not like, you know, spoiler alert. But you know what I'm saying? Before the commissioner call that name, the players already know, man. They got they can do some maneuvering for real. And I realized this firsthand because like, I'm like, so they're like, yeah, they taking Kwame. Before they even called Kwame name, like before they even went to commercial, I knew they was taking Kwame. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I'm like, all right, that's cool. I ain't tripping. I want to go to the Clippers anyway. They're like, well, they about to take Tyson. My agent at the time was Arn Tellum and Thaddeus Fouché. I can't pronounce his name. My man who was with Russell Westbrook. Yeah. Those was my guys. So they said, yeah, man, they about to take Tyson with the number 2 pick. I'm like, damn, I was so sick, bro. I understood because I'm like, okay, he a Cali kid. I get it, man, but damn, that hurts. So then they said, all right, you could go number 3 to the Grizzlies, or you could go number 4 to Chicago. They was like, it's up to you, but we got to know like right now. I'm like, damn, man, I don't want to go to the Grizzlies. And I'm like, all right, I'll go to Chicago. Like literally like that, like I'll go to Chicago. And I was pissed too, because I wanted to go to the Clippers bad, bro. And so, sure enough, bro, they called Pau Gasol with the 3rd pick. So I knew I was going to Chicago. They called me to Chicago. By the time I got my hat and went backstage, my agent was like, hey, they about to make a trade. They about to trade Elton Brand for Tyson Chandler. You and Tyson gonna end up together. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. The sick person in me was just happy that he wasn't gonna get to go to the Clippers, dog. You know, because I ain't even know Tyson yet, dog. I grew up like, bro. They literally pitted us against each other all that whole time. Sure. He number 1, I'm number 2. He number. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of bounced us around. So that kind of became like my enemy, bro. I don't know how he felt about me, but I'm like, bro, he in my way. So when they sent him to Chicago, I'm like, hell yeah. You don't get to go either, boy. There you go. So we in the back, bro. And I see him doing his interviews. He's surrounded by the press and stuff, and he got his Clippers hat on. And I see somebody whisper something in his ear and hand him a Bulls hat. He had to take the Clippers hat off and put the Bulls hat on, bro. I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, they traded Elton Brand, bro. And we got Tyson. So I went over there, said what's up to him, bro. Told him I'm, happy, looking forward to playing with him and stuff. And man, Tyson, I mean, instantly, like once you get to know Tyson, bro, like, come on, man, you can't nicest guy in the world, bro. Like Tyson is such an incredible person, bro. Like I'm so glad things happened the way that they did, because like I couldn't even imagine how my career would have panned out if he hadn't have been there. You know, I think I needed that as a high schooler. I needed to see what he was doing, bro, so I could kind of taper myself, you know, based off of what he was doing. Because I couldn't connect to nobody that was there. Like nobody remotely understand what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? As somebody coming out of high school, as somebody being drafted to their hometown, nobody could understand that, bro. That was something that was totally foreign. And I'm a high school kid coming here to take y'all minutes. So that's a whole nother side of it that I was too ignorant to even understand why they ain't trying to involve. Why you ain't tell me y'all was going out, bro? Why you ain't tell me y'all was coming to practice an hour early? Why you ain't tell me, you know what I'm saying, this or that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of that. It was a whole lot of that, bro. And I didn't understand it at the time, bro, but, you know, that's what it was. But I was able to look at Tyson and say, okay, cool, Tyson going to be there at this time. I'm going to be there when Tyson get there. And Tyson was the ultimate professional since day one, bro. So I knew no matter what, I got to be on Tyson's schedule. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I did it. And then, you know, we got cool and stuff. Me and Jamal always been best friends. But when I got there, Jamal was hurt, so I couldn't really get on his schedule. So me and Tyson just became super close.
Yeah, it's like you guys made each other better. You know what I'm saying? It's like you guys needed each other. You know what I'm saying? Because
because I wasn't no defensive player, bro, at all. I wasn't even gonna try to be a defensive player. So you know what I'm saying? And he didn't care to score the ball like that. He like, bro, I just want to come send something to the rafters. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna just stand them up and just come clean up for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can have all the rebounds. You can have all the block shots, bro. Just let me work this thing on the post. That's all I really cared about, bro.
Was it pressure? Did you ever feel like any pressure being, you know what I'm saying, one of those top picks? Did you feel like the expectations were set extremely high for you?
Yes and no. I felt pressure for the Bulls to be good because of it's Michael Jordan's town. You know what I'm saying? And we weren't that far removed from when Michael was in the building.
Yeah, for sure.
You walk into the facility. You still see they got all the trophies there. They got all the banners hanging up, and even you would see a lot of the old players there. You know, Pete Myers was my coach, and B.J. Armstrong was upstairs. He was a GM. I spent a lot of time with B.J. Like actually, every time I had to go like pre-draft, when I had to go up to the Bulls facility, he was the one driving to Calumet City to pick me up and personally driving me to the facility. So I spent a lot of time with BJ. John Paxson, who would become the GM of the team, I would see him all the time. Bill Winnington, I would see these guys all the time. Even Jerry Krause, being from Chicago, he's a figure. He was somebody who you saw and you recognized. You know what I'm saying? I was around him a lot. I would be around Jerry Reinsdorf, just like people that I knew the organization from top to bottom from being that Chicago kid, bro, and being a part of all of that, feeling like I was a part of every one of those championships. So it was pressure in that sense, but they brought us along so slowly that it almost it forced me, like my pressure really turned into frustration because I felt like they were bringing us along too slow. Like, bro, I'm better than these dudes. Why y'all not playing me, bro? Like, what is going on? I'm looking at other rookies playing. That was the same draft class as Gilbert Arenas. Mm-hmm. And he got drafted like, last pick type deal. So I'm looking at this guy coming out playing right away. You know what I'm saying? A year or two later, you get Amari Stoudemire coming in, playing right away. And I'm like, bro, what is up, bro? You know what I'm saying? I'm killing these dudes in practice. Like, what do I really got to do? So it was a lot of frustration for like in terms of that. And I think because of that, I didn't really have to focus too much on like expectation because it was always just like, be patient. You're going to play, be patient. Y'all the cornerstones, be patient. Y'all the foundation. So I just was like, all right, whatever. I just kind of let it be what it was going to be.
That was a weird period in time. You know what I'm saying? Just having those high school guys coming in so young. And it was a lot of hate from them older dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I can kind of sense that. Your rookie year, did you have any expectation versus like the reality? You kind of touched on it just a little bit about how they was bringing you guys on slowly, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
into the rotation and everything. But your expectations, did you have some personally set for yourself and, you know what I'm saying, everything versus the reality of the situation and how it really happened?
Absolutely. I thought I was gonna be starting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been starting ever since I've been hooping, bro. I've been that guy ever since I've been hooping, and just all the hoopla that went into me coming here and all of that, like all the newspaper clippings and billboards and this and that. Like, I'm about to start. And you start training camp, and it's like you on the other team, and you ain't even starting on the second unit. And it's like you gotta earn your way. And then it's at times it was feeling like ain't nothing I can really do to earn my way to that position. You know what I'm saying? You start understanding the politics of it, and you start looking at, okay, they just gave him a deal, so they got to play him. You know what I'm saying? He on the last, he may got a couple years left on this deal, but they want to shop him, so they got to play him. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy. They had just bought back over. They had our big guy Dalibor Bogarich or something like that, right? Like they drafted him and sent him like straight overseas, but then they ended up bringing him back over there the year I got there. So now I got to play behind their draft pick from the year before. Like it was a lot of that, bro. And then it was just, I don't know, we were always getting somebody that kind of would start eating up time that I felt should be mine. You know what I'm saying? Like the focus would not be on us. We got Jay Rose, shout out my boy Jalen Rose, but you know, Jalen Rose came there. He coming from Indy. He feeling like, bro, I'm a bucket. That's exactly, bro. So you know what I'm saying? You got that kind of firepower, bro. You got those kind of personalities, bro. They got to get the ball, and you know it just is what it is. Scottie Pippen came at one point. I played with a lot of incredible people that I grew up with posters. I played with a lot of them. Charles Oakley came. When Charles Oakley came, though, it was more of a mentor thing. Like I really felt I learned a lot from Oak, man. Like that's my vet to this day. That's still like, you know, one of the people I respect most in this world. Just from some of the gems that he gave me, even when he wasn't trying, bro. It just, you know, the game just spills off of him. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be there to catch it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, of course, you know, you come out, you have those expectations. It's hard, but you get that reality. The NBA will humble you real quick. You get that real dose of reality. Like, wait a minute, I'm not the guy right now. You know what I'm saying? I gotta earn it. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about your little glimpses in practice that you show. You gotta show consistency. And it's not even just on the court. It's consistency in the film room, consistency in the weight room, consistency with your diet, consistency with asking questions and being present, and first person on the bus and first person at the arena and all that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be on the first bus. Take a cab over and be there before the first bus. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, bro. Like it's really like that.
No, that was my next question. You know what I'm saying? Just diving into that mental, you know what I'm saying? How was it when, you know what I'm saying, the politics was coming in and, you know what I'm saying, all of that stuff? Because, you know, being that young, like you said, you know, you used to starting everywhere, every position you go. So now that reality set in, it's like, hold on, like, this ain't the dream. This ain't the dream.
This ain't the dream, bro. but you know, I'm in the league. I'm playing for my home team. You know what I'm saying? And all my homies is there, and everybody's like, "Yeah, you should be starting. You should be starting." So at least I felt like they know it ain't me. They know when given a chance, I'm gonna do what I need to do. And then my numbers was always growing from year to year. My field goal percentage was always getting higher and higher from year to year. I saw the trajectory. I knew that eventually I would be starting. So I kind of just was like, I'm going to just stay the course, bro. I'm going to stay the course. By that time, Jamal was getting healthy. And, you know, we spent a whole lot of time together, bro. And he had his own experience kind of the same way, coming out of Michigan and having expectations and, you know, thinking that he was feeling like he was better than a lot of the guards that was in front of him, and he was. Guards getting drafted in front of him over and over and over again. Kirk Heinrich, shout out Kirk Heinrich because I love Kirk. Yeah. Shout out Jay Will, I love Jay Will. But these are guys that they drafted while they had Jamal Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
That's
for
crazy.
Jamal, it's like, man, what y'all doing? What's the plan, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them things, bro. Who knows? Maybe that's what spared him and gave him a little more juice so that toward the end of his career, he was able to have them type of runs that he had.
Man,
But Jamal was always different though, man. Jamal, one of them dudes that could come in the gym, bro, no stretching, could just knock down threes from 7 feet behind the line. Like he was always flashy like that. Always had the crazy dribble. Always would shoot the ball and run back. Always was a showman, bro. He always had that. He always had that, bro.
man,
Never worked out in the summer. I'm like, Ma, bro, you don't even be hooping in the summer, dog. Like, what you be like? How do you do this? How do you stay in shape? Like, I talk to him, like, man, what you doing today? Man, I ain't doing nothing. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Like, never hooping though. Never hooping. He used to tell me, bro, when you got it, hey, if you got it, you got it, bro. That's what he used to tell me, bro. If you got it, you got it, bro.
hey, big shout out to Jamal.
Big shout out
Crawford,
Jamal, man.
Like,
what?
one of them guys that I like pat my game after, kind of had that same energy, that same player. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was one of the guys coming up in the draft for me. That was my comparison. It was crazy because my two comparisons was Lou Williams and Jamal Crawford.
Wow.
So I'm
Wow,
like,
two six gods.
6 man. Yeah, I'm in that six god mode. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, huge shout out to Jamal, bro.
I can see that too, low key. I can see that for sure. For sure. Y'all both got them, y'all skinny, got them alien hands, bro. I used to tell Jamal, man, you got hands like aliens, bro. He used to he'd do this thing and he'll poke you and stuff, man. Maul funny, bro. That's my boy. I love Maul, bro. That's my guy.
Maul's a point per minute, man. I had an opportunity with him in Portland, man. Great guy. Good human being.
Maul's incredible. People don't even
he just
understand.
had it, man. He had it.
Man, I got so many Jamal stories, y'all don't even understand. Like, that's my guy. That's my guy right there, bro.
We might need you to phone a friend for us so we can get him on the Underdogs.
Oh, come on, you already know. I got you, bro.
Say less.
And like the Lou Will comparison's hysterical because whenever the big three posts about you, everyone in the comments just like, is that Lou Will? Yeah, everyone always just says like, he looks like Lou Will.
So speaking about your field goal percentage getting better pretty much every year, in your second year, you led the NBA in field goal percentage. The first time a Bull player had led in a major stat category since Jordan in '98.
MJ. Yeah, that was crazy.
That's history.
That was crazy. I didn't even know I was in the running for that until like the last couple games. Like the last game, I think I forgot. Yeah, it was Shaq. And I think it came down to like some missed shots or whatever. He had to do a certain amount of shots or a certain amount of attempts or something like that. I forgot how it boiled down, but it was between me and Shaq. And yeah, I ended up winning. That was crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. I ain't expect that, but I guess I'm shooting all layups, so I should. You know?
Nah, you got some tough hooks, some turnarounds. Don't do that.
No. Yeah, no, for sure. No, I was, I was all right.
That's still high percentage.
I was all right, bro.
It was just a bucket. That's all.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Hey, I sometimes look at highlights like, damn, I did all of that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
How cool is that for you though to like set a record like that for your hometown team? Like the inner fan in you must be going nuts at that time.
I wasn't even thinking about it like that because to me, I'm so dumb and I'm young. I'm like, well, it wasn't a scoring title, so you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just field goal percentage. I ain't tripping about it. I'd be like, getting a free throw percentage award type thing. I kind of looked at it like that. I didn't really think of it like, oh man, I led the league in a major statistical category. I didn't think that far, bro. I wasn't that deep. I wasn't that introspective at that point in my life.
That's real though. I was, you know what I'm saying? You was in it. You was still in it.
Yeah, I was in it, bro. Yeah. When you in it, it's just like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I would rather be on the all-star team. I'd rather, you know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
Perennial starter. Like I want to let it be known I am the starter. Like I couldn't wait. That was one of the things, like to be called a starter and to have my high school, called when I came out. Like to me, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? That was like the craziest thing ever. In Chicago to hear that crowd, you know what I'm saying? For them to understand like where I came from, they saw the journey, bro. They saw the whole ride. So that to me, that was what it was. To me, I got more out of that than anything.
So we'll fast forward to the 2004-2005 season. You're having, one of the best years of your career so far. You're putting up your best numbers and points. I think it was 16 points, 5.5 rebounds, and a block per game that season. You helped the Bulls improve their record by 28 wins. You're on track to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then you get hospitalized. You get hospitalized for an irregular heartbeat, and you miss the rest of the season in the playoffs, unfortunately. Can you kind of walk us through that period of time for you and, what was going through your mind and, how that kind of took place?
That was crazy. We were just coming off of I kind of got used to just having horrible seasons as a team. It's crazy. I hate to say that, but we lost so many games, bro. Like, if you don't get used to it, you literally drive yourself crazy. You play so many games and you're going to just knowing, bro, I'm going to lose. It's going to be stretches where we're going to lose 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row, bro. It's just going to happen. And, man, bro, we lose. I forgot it might have been Bill Cartwright. He got fired or something like that. We didn't know who the coach was going to be. And I can remember that summer being in me and Jamal were eating lunch in the cafeteria in the practice facility. And they had just hired Scott Skiles. And I'm like, what you know about Scott Skiles? He was like, man, I heard he an asshole, bro. I heard he be tripping. I'm like, what? Because all I cared about was like, what training camp gonna be like? That's all I ever cared about. Like, man, what training camp gonna be like? You know what I'm saying? How hard is it gonna be? How many two-a-days we gonna have? Like, are we gonna have both practices gonna be physical? Are we gonna bounce a ball? Because you had some coaches that was like, man, y'all ain't even touching the ball. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd get crazy. Y'all know how I get it, man. Training camp ain't no joke, bro. That made people retire. Honestly, training camp be like, you know what? I could deal with the season, but this training camp, nah, I'm straight. But so that was the thing, bro. Like, I heard he was like this crazy disciplinarian. I heard he was this crazy, like, over the edge, like borderline, like a college coach, really. You know what I'm saying? So we sitting there talking crazy about him. Yeah, man, we ain't gonna. We in the cafeteria, like, yeah, man. When he come in, we ain't gonna speak to him. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna do this. We ain't gonna do that. And I was like, yeah, man. I heard he an asshole. I heard that motherfucker crazy, man. And so then we look up. He's like, hey, fellas. He's literally standing behind us the whole time we going off on him, bro. I was like, ooh. I'm like, what's up, coach? Like, so that was like our introduction to Scott Skiles, bro. And he would always do this weird stuff. You know how like you would go out and shoot before the games? He would be like, we would go in the locker room, bro, before the game, after we got done shooting and stuff, right before we would go out back on the court. And instead of watching the other team highlights, bro, he'd pick somebody random that we didn't even know. And he would have the cameraman just ISOing on you the whole time you were shooting your shots pre-game, bro. So anytime you would just throw the ball way up in the air and just put it in, or anytime you go over to the sideline and talk to the homies or hug your mom or do whatever, you know what I'm saying? You literally like zoomed in on you, bro, the whole time, bro. The craziest thing ever. So, but all that really just taught you man, just be ready because you don't know. Because you don't know if he's going to be on that. You got to just, go hard as hell, work up a real lather before the game, bro. Like, take game shots, stay focused. And that way, if you are on that camera, bro, you'll be all right. But I think that translated, it was crazy, but it literally translated to victories, you know what I'm saying? Because we went out there and we played hard. I knew no matter what, he was coming to me the first couple plays of the game. If he came to me the first couple plays of the game and I ain't have it, he gonna go somewhere else, bro. I probably won't touch the ball again to the second half. He gonna give me another chance to see if I got it. And that was kind of the thing. Like, I made sure when he came to me the first play of the game, it was gonna be some type of cross pick action that brought me to the post, and I was gonna make sure to score the ball, bro. And that's kind of how we played the whole season, bro. We had Ben Gordon. We had, you know what I'm saying? We was rolling. We was rolling, bro. We was rolling. And we in Charlotte. Me and Tyson warming up before the game. We kind of had a tradition, like, after we got done warming up, we'd sit and talk to each other, kind of just about the matchup or whatever. And we sitting courtside. And I'm like, bro, my heart feel weird. It's like a weird little beat going on, like an extra little beat. And he like, man, stop playing, bro. Like, because nobody really ever really got up. Like, this is the age where, like, Charlotte and certain arenas, bro, it wasn't nobody coming to them games, bro. So I'm like, man, he like, bro, come on, man, don't do that, bro. Don't tank it tonight. He thought I was on some like, man, let me just act like I'm hurt so I don't got to play today. I'm like, nah, bro, I wouldn't even do that. And if I was going to do that, I definitely wouldn't joke about my heart, bro. Like, come on, bro, my heart. He was like, all right, well, go holler at Fred. Fred was our trainer. So I go back in the back, like, Fred, man, I got this little beat, this extra little rhythm, bro. I don't know what it is. And he listened to it with the little stethoscope. He's like, yeah, it's definitely something there. So he called the other team doctor over, the Bobcats doctor. They're like, yeah, definitely something there. I think we should err on the side of caution and just send him to the hospital. Send me to the hospital. The beat was still there. So now at this point, they like, I don't know what's causing it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not having like no shortness of breath or nothing like that. So they wasn't really that worried about it, but they kind of were. So they're like, you know, we don't really want you to fly back with the team tonight because one thing we don't want is for you to have some type of episode or something like that on the plane, and there's nothing we can do because you way up in the sky. We'd rather keep you here and observe you, and then when we feel comfortable, then get you back to Chicago and let the doctors there, you know what I'm saying, get their hands on you. So that's kind of what we did. I stayed there the whole night, flew back like the next day, and I went straight to the hospital, straight to Rush Hospital, because that was like our affiliate hospital or whatever. And I still had the rhythm. So they're like, you know what? We don't know where it's coming from. It looks like it's just like an extra, like electrical impulse coming from like one of the parts of your heart. So what we normally do for that is we're going to fish a line up through your groin and just like go right to the spot where it is in your heart and just zap it to get that extra impulse out of there. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So they prepped me for the procedure and stuff. I'm on the little table and stuff. And then the extra rhythm just went away. It just completely disappeared. And so they can't do the procedure unless they know where the rhythm is because there's no way to map it. There's no way to tell. So they're like, man, bro, like, we don't know what it. So they started trying to induce it. They was like, okay, well, what was happening when you were doing it? I'm like, I was working out. So they shot me up with like adrenaline, bro. So I'm laying on the table and my heart is pounding like I'm hooping like super hard, but I'm just laying there. It's the weirdest thing ever. I'm talking about I'm sweating and everything, bro. Couldn't get the extra beat to come. So they had me on this little table. They said, okay, well, let's do a tilt table test. And it's this table they put you on and they start tilting in all type of random directions and stuff. Nothing. Still regular. So at that point, they like, look, we don't know what it is. Let's send you to a couple world-class doctors. They send me like to a doctor in Minnesota, send me to a doctor in Boston, send me to a doctor in LA, like these world-class like heart doctors. All of them were like, man, it looks normal to me. Looks like he just got an athlete's heart, which is just a big heart because he's in good shape. And, you know, your heart is a muscle. When you work out, it gets bigger, like the way your biceps would. One doctor, he had sent somebody back to play and he actually died. So he was like, yeah, it looks like it could be just regular. But then again, I don't know. I'm kind of indecisive about it. But because that one doctor was kind of indecisive about it, the Bulls were like, man, you know what? Let's do a deconditioning test. Because the doctor was like, if we do a deconditioning test, we'll see if his heart goes down to regular size. So basically, I would have to sit idle for like 3 or 4 weeks and not do nothing and give my heart a chance to basically get out of shape and go back down to regular size. So they measured all of the chambers and stuff before I did the test. Then I had to sit at home on the couch, gaining weight, just doing nothing, bro. Because at least the more inactive I was, the better it was for me. The better chance that I would go back and my heart would be a normal size, and then they could clear me to play. But at that point, I'd be starting all the way over again. I go in there, my heart goes down to normal size, but at the time, the Bulls are still like, you know what, we still don't want nothing to happen to you. We damn near ramping up for the playoffs at this point. Everybody's like, yo, we making the playoffs for the first time. Is Eddy going to be able to play, blah, blah, blah. Scott Skiles is like, man, even if he could play, he out of shape. He can't play type deal. So at that point, the Bulls are like, man, let's just take a DNA test and see if you are like predisposed to having like heart disease. You know, we want to test you and see if it's just in your family, see if you'll have heart disease one day. Don't mean that you have heart disease now, just means that you're going to have to watch out because you might have it if it comes back that that it runs in your family. So I was ready to take it. I'm like, man, I'm gonna just take it, bro. Like, because I'm trying to get back to play. So we like, well, what happens if I do have it? You know what I'm saying? Or if I am like predisposed to having it? They're like, well, essentially your career is over because now you're gonna be labeled as possibly having heart disease. I'm like, wait a minute, that don't sound like a good you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm like, man, first of all, my agent is like, man, first of all, you black, bro. So odds are it's probably in your family, bro. You might be predisposed to it. It might be hereditary. Who knows? But still, you don't have it right now. So they shouldn't be able to keep you from playing. You know what I'm saying? And they felt like it was unconstitutional for them to even ask me to take a DNA test. So the Bulls kind of was like, all right, look, what we'll do is, you know, I had one more year left on my deal. It was like a player option where I forgot what I was getting that last year. But they were like, take the test. If you have it, if it comes back positive for, you know, whatever, then we'll just pay you out however much a year, $500,000 a year for the rest of your life or something like that. And so I'm like, damn, bro, that's crazy. Like that could be like the end of my career. My agent though, Leon Rose, he's like, he talks to our attorneys and stuff, and they like, wait a minute, man. All they really doing is taking the money that they had to give you next year and putting it in escrow, and they just really gonna be paying you off for the interest. Like that's kind of not cool, bro. So at that point, we like, nah, I'm not taking the test. So they're like, well, if you ain't taking the test, then we're gonna just sit you the rest of the year, and we're gonna sit you all the next year because I'm pretty sure you're gonna take your player option. We're gonna just sit you all next year, and then you could become a free agent and go where you want to go. And I'm like, man, that's gonna kill my whole joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's gonna have people. So I'm like, nah, I ain't want to do that. So then they was like, we'll give y'all permission to seek a sign and trade. If y'all can find us a deal that we willing to take, then we'll do the deal. And that's what ended up happening. We Denver and the Knicks were both willing to do a deal. I think the Knicks were giving me more money, so I went with New York, honestly. And that's just how it went, bro.
I'm just thinking, like, for you, right? Like, you're still a young kid at this point, and you know they're throwing around medical terms that killed Reggie Lewis and Hank Gathers while they were playing basketball. Like, you have to be
hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, bro.
Yeah,
like these are terms I'll never forget. I'll never forget any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I felt like that was like a breaking point for you. Like you was like really getting a hold of your game. Like you was like about to break through to the spot that you've been trying to work for since you got drafted, right? So now it's like mentally, like how did that, you know what I'm saying? Like just throw a boulder into the, you know what I'm saying, into what you was doing. Like how did that really affect you mentally? Because like you were saying, your numbers was going up.
Everything was going up every single
y'all get
year,
to the
dog.
playoff, you was a big role in that. And then now this, like mentally, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
at the time, I'm seeing dudes get extensions, all type of stuff. All I'm thinking is, bro, I'm finna get an extension with my team, with my city, bro. We about to go. We in the playoffs. We're going to beat Washington. I'm knowing we're going to beat Washington if I'm there for sure. Like, there was no doubt in my mind, bro. I'm just like, bro, we're going to at least get to the second round, and who knows after that, bro. And like I said, I'm able to do it at the crib, bro. Like, it was unreal. Like, even though we were bad all of those years, we always had like one of the best attendances in the league, bro, because people just love Bulls basketball, and they had season ticket holders had bought into the team since Jordan was there. And they like, nah, we down, bro. We got so many championships. We had so many good times. You know what I'm saying? I met my wife at these games. I met this person at this game. Like they were really a part of, you know what I'm saying? They were a part of that Bulls family. So the city just always just got behind us. So like to lead that, bro, to, like you said, man, to make these leaps every year, to always, you know, score more points, get more rebounds, get a higher field goal percentage every year. Of course, I'm thinking next year I'm about to average 20. I'm going to be an all-star. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get this contract extension this summer. Like, I'm about to go crazy because that was another thing. Like, leading up to that year, bro, I could have got a contract extension that summer before that happened. And the Bulls were like, Paxson was like, man, if you get your weight down to like 270 or something like that, he had a certain weight that he wanted me to get at. I was always playing at like 300, 295. He said, if you can get to 270, we'll give you a contract extension. If you can get there by a certain time, I forgot the date, but it was like maybe like 2 months away. And I got there in like a month, bro. Me and Tim Grover just went crazy, bro. Just going crazy in the gym, like staying super focused, bro. He put me on this diet that was like, I don't know. I was able to eat fried chicken on the diet, which is crazy. Like, shout out to Tim Grover. I couldn't eat the sauce. He would bring in Harold's chicken, and everybody else would have the sauce on it, and I couldn't have the sauce on it. He like, you can't eat the sauce, bro. You can eat the chicken, but you can't eat the sauce, bro. I'm like, I need the sauce. He was like, nah, bro, trust me, bro. So I stuck to the diet though, bro. I mean, I didn't eat fried chicken all the time, but I was cool to eat it though. So, I mean, it was really just a no-carb diet. I wasn't eating like no carbs at all, bro. No carbs, no sugar. And I'm talking about, bro, I was in the best shape of my life. I was shredded. I was like, okay, cool. Go back to the Bulls. And they like, nah, we're going to just wait till next year. And they crushed me, bro. I'm like, man, y'all had me do all of this, bro. So I was really playing with a chip on my shoulder the whole year anyway, because I'm like, man, I'm going to make them wish they would have signed me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show them that they should have signed me. And then that happened at the end of the year. So, yeah, man, I was, man, it was a horrible time, you know what I'm saying, in my life to like just even that short amount of time to go from, all right, you might be done. Because even from the jump, at first it was like they were gonna let me play right away. Like we were actually talking about like when, all right, if we get to the second round, can I come back? If we get to this point, can I come back? They were actually gonna let me come back. Then eventually they was like, nah, you gotta take the test. Then it goes from that to, all right, you're not going to play at all, and we're going to make you sit it out. Then it goes from that to, okay, we're going to, give you some money every year. Then it goes from that to, you can find a sign and trade offer. So I always, like, felt obligated. I always felt like because of my ties to Chicago, it made it hard for me to like New York, bro, like before I went there. So anytime I ever played in New York, I never left the room. I always stayed in my hotel room because I just didn't like the city. I hated the city of New York, bro. Like the actual city was it was dirty, it was loud, it was crowded. It was the total opposite of what I felt Chicago was. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was cheating on my city by even going there. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because when I went there and the first time I came back to play the Bulls, man, I got booed. And I'm like, wow, y'all booing me, bro? Like, that's crazy. Like, I didn't leave because of because it was my choice, bro. Like, I just kind of felt like, I don't know, that whole time was kind of crazy to me, bro. It was kind of crazy. Everything happened so fast. The actual trade didn't happen until training camp. It was training camp going on. When I got traded, I met the Knicks in Charleston at training camp, bro. So all of a sudden I'm meeting new teammates, Steph, and we had Steph and Malik Rose and Jerome James and Mo Taylor. My boy Jamal was there though. That's what made it easy for me. Jamal was there. Nate Robinson was there. He had just got drafted. David Lee got to reunite with D. Lee. Who else was there when I got there? David Lee, Channing Frye had just got drafted. Man, had a good team. Larry Brown was there. You know what I'm saying, coaching. I'm thinking, okay, well, this ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like we could actually do this. But yeah, bro, that was a tough time for me, bro. It was like a lot of ups and downs, like a lot of things definitely weigh on you mentally when you looking at like just your mortality, bro. Like it's like, all right, not only is it possible that I might not play again, bro, I could actually maybe die. You know what I'm saying? Like you start looking at all type of stuff like that.
Again, like it's incredible that you were able to like stay afloat, like just mentally be sane with all of the stuff that you know what I'm saying, been through. Like how were you able to like really deal with it all and being, you know what I'm saying, a pro athlete and dealing with all, you know what I'm saying, dealing with all of this that you know what I'm saying, went through in the public eye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I was always religious. I would say I didn't go to church a lot later on in life, but early on I went a lot. I think that really helped me because I always kind of felt like, man, God got me. I ain't come this far just to, you know what I'm saying, fall off or disappear or anything like that. And then also I was married. I'm married to my wife that I'm married to now. that I had kids. I felt like I'm doing it for them. Like, I found other ways to say, all right, you know what? I got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it for them. This is all a test. This is going to make me stronger. I always kind of looked at the bright side of everything. That's kind of how I just been maneuvering my whole life, bro. I always am able to look at the bright side. I think that's just something that I have. For a while, I thought it was something that everybody had. I didn't realize until I started having kids. I got 6 kids, and I'm telling each one of them, I have to sometimes describe to them what the bright side is for them, go through their situations and their trials and tribulations and say, look, man, that's what you're looking at right now, bro. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, bro. You're looking at worst case scenario, bro. Like, it's always going to come a point where you come to this thing that you're scared of, bro, and you're going to realize it wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be. And you're going to get through that, bro. You're going to get through that, and you're going to look back, and it's going to always be something else, some other deadline, some other type of event that you're going to have to go through, and you're going to get through it, bro. You're going to keep going. You're going to get through it. You're going to get to the other side of it. And that's just kind of, always been my personality, bro. When you grow up how we grew up, bro, you can't get defeated. And I felt like I was playing ball at the highest level. I'm living my dream out. Nobody said it was going to be this like easy the whole way. Nobody said it was going to be easy, bro. It ain't been easy to this point. It's been some stretches in there that have been delightful. There's been some stretches in there that's been like a dream, but there's been some nightmares in there too. But you wake up from it and you get through it, bro. You go through it. You push through it. You surround yourself with some good people that can keep you mentally strong, bro, that can keep you focused on the right things, bro. And, you take accountability for the things that you did that put you wherever you are, and you try and change that. And anything you can't change, you don't. You just keep pushing.
Man.
Absolutely.
Man. Them bars right there, them layers. I hope y'all out there listening, because he basically just gave y'all the roadmap to navigate through the, the hardships and, and the struggles that we all go through. So that was a bar, bro.
I'm telling you, having kids, bro, like for real, having kids, having a wife, having people that look to you for things, and even dealing with the PA now, talking to younger kids and stuff, it helps me. Like, these are things that I always tell myself. These are things that always kept me going. These are things that always helped me to wake up the next morning, feeling like, okay, something good gonna happen today. But I'm able to verbalize it now because I've said it so much to my kids. I've said it so much to my wife. It ain't just me going through all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? My wife has been drugged through everything I've gone through. Every time we don't know what's going to happen, she don't know either. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of that. It's a lot of us coaching up each other. And when I'm weak, when I'm not feeling the strongest, you know what I'm saying? She got my back. And she reminded me like, nah, this ain't even how you think, bro. That's not you. So I had to, snap back and be like, oh, you're right, and get back to it.
Man, huge shout out to you and the wife, y'all podcast that y'all got and everything like that, bro. That's one of the things that I kind of want to highlight, just you even touching on that subject of your partner and everything like that. Like, the women don't get a lot of the credit for what they, they got to deal with behind those closed doors, them thoughts that we go through that we don't tell the outside world. Like, they right there, not only to hear those thoughts, but to see your reactions to some of the things that is hard to explain. It's hard to come out that shell and be like, yo, this is what's going on. This is why I've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for even, just shining a light on your wife and the role that she play in your life, bro, because that's a big part.
Yeah, it's important, bro. And anytime you got somebody next to you, it don't matter if it's your wife, if it's your mom, because you don't never know who that person gonna be, who that person will be to you, in your life that's gonna be able to see that you're not right. You know what I'm saying? To see that you're a little different, and to see that you are being affected by a lot of the stuff that's going on around you. Sometimes it's her or that person saying like, hey, is something wrong? Sometimes it's just them trying to deflect and trying to not deflect, but just trying to take your attention elsewhere. Hey, we got this going on. Hey, it's good things going on. Sometimes you need that reminder that, man, it's some good shit going on in your life right now, bro. Don't just only focus on this. You know what I'm saying? We got through way worse. Bro. And we're gonna get through this just like we always do.
I've been hitting you with all the mental health questions. That's like my thing. So I got this Mike's mental minute, and I kind of wanted to go a little bit deeper with everything that, you know what I'm saying, we know about mental health today. Back then in 2000, you know what I'm saying, like mental health was like an elephant. It was like taboo. Like nobody knew exactly, especially coming from our community, our culture, you know what I'm saying, from the neighborhoods. Those resources wasn't accessible to us like how they are today. Like, what would you go back and kind of coach your younger self through some of those hardships and those hard times? You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me see. I think a lot of times, bro, like when I was younger, what I had to realize is when you do something, bro, that causes pain to somebody else, it's not up to you to determine when they're healed from that pain. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of stuff that I did that affected my wife and affected people around me, bro. And I felt like, all right, let's get over it. And it'd be times where we were over it, but then it'd be times where it's like she bringing it back up, or you know, whatever, something triggers these emotions again. It's like, man, we were just over it, but it's like, nah, we weren't over it. I might have been over it, but she ain't over it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not up to me to tell her when it's over. And I think that alone caused even more just destruction and just turmoil in my life and in my relationship. Because when you hooping, bro, when you doing anything at a high level, you need your life to be like, you know what I'm saying, solid, bro. Everything got to be humming on that side. You know what I mean? And when it's up and down like that, bro, it's no way you're going to put a good product out there, bro. It's just not. Like, you're not a superhuman, dog. You can't just turn your emotions off like that. And even if you can, it's just impossible to try to balance all of that and then still put the time into your craft, bro. And I think my craft suffered a lot because I was spending too much time trying to tell her, man, just get over it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it again. Just get over it. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of those type of moments. And instead of saying, let's get over it, it's like, let's get over it together. How do we get over this together? How can I be better? What can I do to make you more comfortable? You know what I'm saying? Listening to her. Because a lot of times she'll tell you how to make, how I could be more comfortable, and getting out of your ego and actually humbling yourself and saying, you know what, I did mess up. You know, let me do this. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and that's just for me personally, because like a lot of my like turmoil and a lot of my things came from other women, infidelity, that type of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And disrespecting my house. So I had to fix that in myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to take myself out of them situations, and I had to put build that type of confidence, build that type of rapport back up in my relationship for things to run smooth, so that I can now turn my attention to rebuilding my career, rebuilding my what this brand is going to be now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, woo, you did that one straight up. Like, I could barely say it. You know what I'm saying? I could barely even, like, I got to leave that one alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's perfect right there, bro. I appreciate it. What would you have to say to people that consider you a bust?
A bust? I think that's extreme. I don't know. I've seen a bust can't do the type of things that I did in the league, honestly. You know, from leading the league in a statistical category, averaging over like starting in the league, bro. Like, you talk about being a starter in the league, dog. Like, it's hard to get on a roster. Now, starting is something totally different, dog. Like, come on, bro. That's something that is not a given. That is something that
it's earned.
It don't matter how much they paying you, bro. If a coach think you ain't a good starter, you will be on the bench, bro. They might not be able to kick you off the team, but you're gonna be on the bench, bro. That just is what it is, bro. And just the fact that I was able to, like, I don't even listen to that. Now, a lot of people might look at my career and say, man, it didn't go how I thought it should have went, or he didn't have the trajectory that I thought it should have. But I felt like everything that happened to me was supposed to happen. Of course, I could have changed things here and there. I wish I could have, but I realized I can't. I'm not a fool. I know I can't reverse time, because if I could, with this mentality I have now, of course I know I would have probably been a Hall of Famer or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I can't. So what I do now is I try to become a Hall of Famer in life. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to become a Hall of Fame father, a husband, a Hall of Fame, brand, somebody that exudes positivity and just a pursuit of just not giving up, bro, and getting to that next level, whatever your level is. You know what I'm saying? But a bus, nah, I wouldn't even buy into that. I don't even listen to that. I wouldn't even listen to that.
I think from a fan's perspective too, it's just like people are so quick to throw out that word and people don't realize like what's going on behind the scenes, and the athletes are human too. So I think that gets overlooked a lot. Like when you dig more into your story, like it's incredible what you pulled off. The fact that you were able to do it all, like it's insane to think about. So I think anyone that throws that buzzword around just doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, man. I mean, it just is what it is. But I mean, you know, in an age where everyone has an opinion, you let them have it, bro. Everyone's entitled to. I'm entitled to mine, and my opinion is I'm definitely not a bust. You know, I definitely left some stuff on the table for sure. But at the same time, you know, it is what it is, bro. You know, you live and you learn, and you chalk it up to experience, bro. That's all you can really do.
Speaking of the fans, what's something you wish fans kind of knew or understood better?
I wish they understood that bigs did not just learn how to shoot. I think that when you watch the game now, you might think that like, oh, bigs develop a jump shot. No, bigs always can shoot. You know what I'm saying? We always been able to shoot threes. We always been able, but it was just like it just was not our role. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it would have taken for somebody who had that starter position locked up and it said, you know what, I'm playing like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm shooting this ball. You're going to coach. You're going to give me 4 or 5 threes a game no matter what. You're going to give me some ISOs from, you know what I'm saying, 17 feet out so I can mix up, you know, Tim Duncan or Yao Ming. You're going to do that, bro. Like, you're going to trust me to do that. You're not going to take, you know what I'm saying? But it takes a certain type of, like, it's funny because I watch my son, right? One of my sons plays AAU. And I'm like, bro, you, at some point, bro, what's going to separate you from everybody else, what separated me from everybody else, what separated y'all from everybody else is you wasn't waiting on no coach to be like, go get a bucket, bro. You just going to go get a bucket, bro. Ain't no coach going to really design nothing for you to go get a bucket. You got to get it. Otherwise, you just going to be flashing to the high post and reversing the ball and setting the pick and roll and waiting on offensive rebounds and shit. Like, anybody could do that, bro. What makes you special is the ability in the flow of the game, bro, to go get a bucket, go make a game-changing play, bro, over and over and over and over again, bro. That becomes your thing. That becomes who you are, bro. And so you got to, like, only a certain few can do that. And the people that can do that, you able to keep, like, polishing that and keep getting better and better at it, and then you can go to the league. But if you can't do that, then you just kind of a role player, and that's cool to be that because everybody ain't like that. But you got to know, ain't no sense of coming out of the game and complaining, man, they ain't throwing me the ball. The guards is ball hogging. No, the guards is doing what they supposed to do. They out there trying to make something happen because ain't nobody else trying to make nothing happen. If you leave it up to y'all, they're all going to just be reversing the ball the whole game and crashing the boards, bro, and they ain't going to win it. They ain't going to cut it, bro.
For those of you who don't know, Eddy shot 100% from 3 in his NBA career. He did not miss a three-point shot.
And I just saw the other day that I hit a 3 when I was in China the first time. I ain't even know that. I was like, damn, okay.
He's a sniper.
I see you.
I was out there too.
I'm talking about the first time I was in China. Like when I went to China, like right after Miami with I was playing with Quincy Doobie. Okay. I hit a 3. I didn't even know that. Yeah, when I was out there with you, I was just doing whatever.
I know. Shit.
I was doing whatever. Honestly, I was just letting you go to work. You were so crazy with it. I'm like, man, go crazy, dog. Because before you got there, they was putting everything on me. Because before I got there, bro, Dave was like, man, just come down here. This league ain't nothing, blah, blah, blah. So I'm chilling the whole summer, really. I was really trying to back out at the last minute. Like, man, Dave, I ain't really in. My knees hurting, blah, blah, blah. He's like, don't worry. You ain't got to do nothing. Just come down here, man. I went down there. Them boys had me practicing every day. And I'm like, man, what is this, bro? And then the league was definitely not as easy as he said it was. And the team, I love the team, but they definitely wasn't as good as he said they was. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to cut corners here and there. But shout out Dave, man. I love Dave. That's my guy, bro. But yeah, that was a whole nother thing that last time I went to China. I don't even I call that a favor. I went down there on a favor and realized that that it was a little more than
in your favor.
Yeah, it was a little more than that, bro. Like, damn, I should have did my homework on this, you know?
Yeah.
But I met my boy Mike, man. That was crazy. That was dope. That made it worth it, my guy.
That definitely made it worth it. And then when
Yeah.
you got up out of there, I was like, man, this the only reason why I came to China was because of you. Like, what are y'all doing? And we just started.
We need an hour. We need an hour one day, bro. We just talk about China, dog.
Oh, man.
They ain't gonna even understand, dog. They ain't gonna even understand, dog. They ain't gonna even understand.
But no, it was a blessing, bro. That was a blessing to meet you. And then now, like yesterday, just prepping for this show and just, you know what I'm saying, having that personal experience with you, this the most I've ever seen you talk besides those conversations that we have when it's just me and you in the room. Like, you're a very chill, mellow, laid back dude, like all thoughts, like you can see it methodically, you know what I'm saying? So, man, just being able to appreciate your story and just to, like, it fits you, like your whole personality, everything that you've been through, like it fits you. Like, and I can see even from that time in China to today, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see your growth in just the way that you communicating and, you know what I'm saying, just talking about your story, bro. I see the growth, bro. And it's inspiring, bro. Just everything that you was kind of saying today, like them personal goals. You know what I'm saying?
No, I appreciate that, bro.
Sure.
I'm glad you noticed, bro. And I mean, I just, you know, honestly, it's like it's my dad in me, bro. Like, my dad is a real, like, if you was to talk to my dad, he just talks. He's always been real, like, just real eloquent. The way that he talks, the way he conveys a thought, the way he gets it out. And I know even when I was in the league, I would do interviews. A lot of people would kind of be surprised at how, you know, I would kind of conduct myself or the way I would kind of carry a conversation. I just didn't talk to people I ain't really know. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know you, I don't really talk to you like that. And then with my friends, some of my friends kind of, you know, some people kind of, they get intimidated by, like, conversation, bro. People start having a conversation with you, you start realizing how smart they not, bro. Some stuff they saying kind of like beneath what you really know, and it's like, bro, let's cut to the point. You talking about this, bro? Like you can nip that in the bud just by doing this. Some people don't really like, they don't like to feel belittled like that. So sometimes you end up kind of dumbing yourself down, bro, in conversations. You know what I'm saying? And I had a lot of that, you know what I'm saying, growing up, because just because people didn't experience the type of things that I did, people didn't. You know, my dad didn't allow me to, growing up, I couldn't talk like I was from where I was from. Anytime I said something that was incorrect, he would check me on it, like, no, that's not how you say that. You know what I'm saying? So it was always really, I always really kind of, I don't know, I just naturally am able to convey a thought, bro, honestly. And the more that I went through, the more it's just the more I'm able to kind of, you know, I just have that in me to talk about it. It's just more to talk about, honestly.
So this last question is called Rhino's Vision. And I want you to give the viewer in detail your favorite play and kind of break it down too, kind of like in a science, what your favorite play was, what it entailed, and how you finished the bucket.
Man.
Could be any year.
I got two favorite plays. One of them is when I dunked on Yao. Like, I punched it on him so crazy. I was so happy with myself. But I think other than that, probably my favorite play though, is the three I hit against Milwaukee to go into overtime. It's crazy because Isaiah Thomas knew I could shoot the three, because I used to just knock it down all the time in practice. Never in a scrimmage situation, but just after practice, just shooting threes. He knew I had a burner from out there. Literally, I don't know why, but before that game, bro, we drew up a play in practice. We drew up a play in practice and shoot around, where I would come set a back pick from somebody, but it was really, really like a fake back pick to get the center to guard him, and I would pop to the line and shoot a three. And it just so happened, bro, I was having a game of my life. That's like my career high. I had like 40-something that game. And we end up in that type of situation where, with the time running down, bro, we down by 2 or we down by 3. And just so happened, we call a timeout, we go to the side. He said, Eddie, we finna run the play. I'm like, get out of it. I'm thinking to myself, no way, dog. No way, dog. Like, I'm talking about, it was crazy, bro. And sure enough, dog, we went out there, ran the play. I remember setting the screen and him going, and I'm open, just calling for the ball. And I forgot who was taking the ball out, but I don't even think they had I don't think they had confidence in me like that. They almost was like, are you sure? And you could literally see Zeke saying, throw him the ball. He threw me the ball, bro, and Dan Gazuric tried to come out and contest it, and I just wet it, bro. It was crazy. It was crazy. Tied the game up, win the overtime, bro. I think we won that game too. So it was such a crazy play that even though we were on the road, bro, it felt like it was a home game. The way that and I had been balling the whole game. Like I said, I had 40, bro. So I was going crazy the whole game too. And I think that was definitely one of my crowning achievements. And it's funny because like now they like breathing new life into me through 2K, because like now they got my card on 2K and he can shoot threes. So it's like a cheat code to have my card that's big that can play down low, but that can shoot threes, and 2K keeps putting the card out. It's crazy, bro. Like, so all these little kids who don't know who I am, they just know I'm the guy that's on 2K that can shoot threes. They call me the demigod, bro. I swear, bro, all day long. That's on my Instagram, dudes are sending me pictures like, look, I pulled your card, blah, blah, blah. Or I go to the camp in Jerusalem and I'm teaching kids basketball. All they want to talk about is my card that's in 2K, bro. So I think it's amazing, bro. It's amazing.
That's dope.
That's dope.
What is your funniest NBA moment?
My funniest NBA moment that I could even say, because so much stuff is like Underdogs After Dark type, you know. But let me see, bro. Funniest moment, bro. Funniest thing I ever really saw, bro, was Nate trying to throw the ball off the glass and dunk it in the game, bro. And Richard Jefferson or somebody hawked him down and blocked it. And then they subbed that man out the game so quick. Larry Brown subbed him out the game so quick. And I remember Larry Brown asking him, like, son, what the hell were you thinking? And he was like, honestly, coach, everybody at home in Seattle was watching. All I was thinking was everybody was watching, coach, and I just wanted to go crazy. And when he said that, everybody knew Nate was crazy, bro. We all knew, bro has completely lost his mind, dog. He has completely lost his mind, dog.
Dog, that's Nate, though.
Yeah, bro. He tried to like bounce it off the ground or something. He tried to do something crazy. I'm sure the highlight is out there, bro.
We gonna find it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's out there, bro. And I think RJ came and hawked it down, bro. I was like, bro, you crazy, dog. You crazy.
Nah, speaking of one last thing. Speaking of career highs and everything, and Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
You was there when I had my career high in New York. How was that, like, in the locker room? Because they were saying like I was a center before the game, all type of
right. You know, Nate at that time, he didn't take anything. He didn't take getting his ass bust too kindly. So it was a lot of excuses at first, and the dudes is like, nah, Nate, he got you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta. It's just one of them nights, bro. You got to be ready. You got to be ready, bro, for anybody, because it can happen, bro. It can happen. It's the league, bro. It's the league. So it was just a lot of, just take some accountability. You dealing with a pro. It can happen, bro.
Nah, that was dope. That was the best. That was the best night of my whole entire
life, right?
The Garden, bro. Like it was something different about that. I felt like
different, dog.
I feel like
the way the lights hit the court out there, bro. What? It's like you on a stage, bro. It's different,
bro. Y'all have microphones in the net,
bro. You shoot
the net, nigga. I shot like three shots from half court. It went in. That shit said,
yeah.
I said, oh, today is my day. I hope I play today. I hope I play.
Yes, dog. Yes.
For real, that was that day. But that Garden was something different. That was a different experience.
It's different, bro. You get them stars sitting there, bro. You get Hove at the game. Man, I used to see Ben Stiller. Like, I was a huge Ben Stiller fan. I see him, Will Ferrell, like, man, all of the Giants, bro, all of the
Larry Johnson, Allen Houston was in the all the time, bro. Like, man, like, nah,
yes, sir. It's history there, bro. You know what I'm saying? You, as a hooper, bro, you know your history. You don't get that far without knowing who's who and what's what, bro. And you have an appreciation for it because you studying guys, bro, the whole time. That's how you kind of build yourself. You start building your game after certain people. So you got to know the lineage. You got to know who's who. Yep. Who did it before you, bro. So to see them type of people come in there, because everyone loves the Garden. Everyone's always loved the Garden, that in LA. So, I mean, you just see so many people, man, and you just always like, man, I just want to perform, bro. So I mean, shout out New York, bro. I love New York. I think it definitely grew on me right away. I instantly realized, the first day I went there, we went to training camp first. Then we flew back to New York after training camp was over with. And that night, Jamal was like, bro, let's go to this house party. Let's go to this party. It's an apartment party down. It's somebody throwing a party downtown at this apartment. I'm like, all right, man, I ain't really want to go. I'm tired. I'm like, I don't even got a crib yet. I'm going back to a hotel. I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll go, bro. Go to this apartment, bro. Regular little apartment, bro. It's packed in there, bro. We start walking through the apartment. They like, yeah, come to the back room. We go to this back room. We're literally somebody's bedroom. It's a bed back there. And there's people all around. I guess it's supposed to be VIP though. And I'm looking, and they walk us to the bed, and Jay-Z sitting on the bed, bro. And I'm like, what? And we just sitting there chopping up with Jay-Z in somebody's apartment at a party in an apartment, bro. Just sitting there chopping it up with Jay-Z, bro. And it's so crazy. I would end up bumping in the Hove all the time. It's the craziest thing, dog. I would bump in the Hove all the time, bro. Yeah. I'll tell you the funniest story. I'll probably get in trouble. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this. But
exclusive.
It was Christmas. It was Christmas, bro. And I'm trying to go get some last minute gifts for my wife. So I go down to Jacob the jeweler, right? When I pull up, I got my little cousin with me. It's a baby blue Maybach sitting outside. There's no other cars on the street at all, bro. And I'm like, I'm messing with her, like, yeah, Jay-Z up in there. She was like, you lying. I'm like, yeah, he in there. And I was just joking. I had no idea he was really in there. I go in there, bro. Jacob is like, hey, come to the back room. Somebody want to talk to you. And in a little room in the back, it's a little office, bro. It just had a table in there, one little table, a chair on one side, a chair on the other side, bro. And Hove is in there, bro, eating fruit and stuff. And I'm like, what? So I'm sitting there talking to Hove, right? I'm texting Jamal like, you ain't gonna believe this, dog. Like, Jamal is the biggest Jay-Z fan in the world.
He had that S. Carter deal.
But Jamal is a different type of dude. Like, y'all don't understand, dog. Jamal different. So what Jamal be on, bro, Jamal like, what, you with Hove? What he saying? Did he ask about me? I'm like, yeah. So Jay like, where Crawford at? I'm like, man, I don't know. He was like, call him. Because Jay tried to call him while I was sitting there and he didn't pick up. Maul texted me like, he just called me. I said, I'm texting him back like, why you ain't picking up? Whole time I'm having the phone down here so Jay don't even see it, but he can't even tell because I'm across from the whole time. Jacob walking in and out, bringing him jewelry and stuff. So Jay telling me like, yeah, this is kind of my thing I do. Like every year I come in here, you know, I have some mimosas and, you know, I eat my little fruit and caviar and stuff. And Jacob, you know, he walks in and brings him a couple items and, yeah, I like that. No, I don't like that. He'll walk back out, bring some more shit in. Like he just coming in and out the whole time, right? So he like, man, can you get Crawford on the phone? I said, yo, I text him like, yo, he want me to call you, dog. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah, bro. He was like, all right, call me. I said, bro, you got to pick up. You're going to make me look crazy if you don't pick up. He was like, I'm going to pick up. Call him, bro. I say, I got him on speaker. I was like, hey, Maul, I'm here with Hove, bro. He want to say what's up to you. I said, Hove looking for you. Maul like, oh, for real? That's what's up. Like, totally playing like it's no big deal. I'm like, oh, this dude crazy. The whole time, him and Hove talking back and forth, Maul on the phone like it's no big deal, bro. Like trying to not trying to play Hove, but he wasn't gonna fan out for him. You know what I'm saying? He just was on Maul was on something totally different. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, bro, this dude Maul is playing games with Hove right now. You are tripping, dog. Like, bro, what kind of like who are you, dog? Like, we got to this day, dog. Like me and Maul get on the phone now, and he'd be like, EC, man, tell me about that meeting with Hove again. I'll run the whole story down with him. I'll run the whole story down play by play. Like, yeah, bro, you was tweaking, dog. You was tweaking, dog. Like, it was the craziest thing ever, bro. It was the craziest thing ever. But that was the type of stuff that would happen all the time in New York, bro. You would go to Philippe Child, bro, and you would just bump into whoever, dog. You end up having lunch with, I remember one time Fat Joe borrowed my car for the, I can't remember what video, it might have been Lean Back or something like that. He borrowed my drop head. And I'm tripping because when I see the video, I'm seeing Puffy standing all on the back of my car and stuff. I'm like, damn, Joe, how you let him do that to my car, dog? Like, y'all crazy, dog. Y'all crazy. Brought my car back to me like it was nothing, bro. I'm like, bro, y'all crazy, dog. I'm talking about, I forgot what video it is, bro. But if you watch it, it's my drop head in the video, bro. And you're gonna see Puffy standing in the back seat, like boom, like stomping on it, like F your couch, you know what I'm saying? Like to my drop head though, you know, he's standing all back where the convertible would come out. He's standing on top of that part. I'm like, bro, come on, man. You can't let Diddy do me. Like, he a billionaire, bro. You gonna let him? Come on, man. But that was crazy though. I still mess with Joe. Like, man, shout out Fat Joe. But that was crazy though. That was like, I had some crazy times in New York, bro. Like New York is it's unbelievable, bro. When I was in Chicago, bro, I felt like I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? They brought us along real slow. Everything was really kind of catered towards like protecting us and really just keeping us like insulated from all the stuff that was going on around us. When I got to New York, though, it was just like, nah, we don't do that around here.
We got to end it how we always do. What would you say the biggest lesson you learned is throughout your entire journey?
To keep the main thing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think if it's a way for you to just keep focusing on hoop, bro, don't get sidetracked with thinking that you just this popular person all of a sudden, you just this handsome guy all of a sudden, you just this, you know what I'm saying? Just keep the main thing. I think everything else will fall into place. I think that when you start believing the hype, bro, and you start believing that you this extra person, you this character, like, then that's when you start, making missteps and it's a lot of room for different type of things to kind of creep in, you know. Yeah, I think that's my biggest, definitely my biggest lesson. I think
that's a bar right there. The main thing, keep that the main thing.
Keep that the main thing, because you know you only got a short window. It seemed like 11-year career is a long time, but it's not. And I remember talking to this doctor, bro. This doctor was like, bro, you ain't do nothing that I didn't do. When I first got money, bro, I fucked it all up. I was splurging on this and that, blah, blah, blah. But the difference between me and you, my career gonna be for 40 years, bro. I'm like, wow, I ain't even think of that. You know what I'm saying? So we got a short amount of time, we got a short window where we can really earn, you know what I'm saying? And now with social media, it's even more important that you take care of your appearance, that you take care of your brand. Because once you tarnish that, bro, it's hard to come back from that. Once somebody labels you as this, it's hard to come back from that. And your brand is something that now you can build it up to a point where beyond basketball, bro, I could start selling y'all whatever I want. I sold you Eddy Curry, the basketball player. Now let me sell you Eddy Curry, the businessman, the mogul over the real estate mogul, the podcaster, the motivational speaker, all of that. But you know what I'm saying? You gotta grow it. The same way you put into your craft, you gotta put that same thing into your brand, and you really do it by just not doing nothing stupid, bro.
Yes, awesome, sir.
That's gonna do it for episode 19 of the Underdogs Podcast. Special thanks to Eddy Curry for coming on. We appreciate you immensely for coming and telling your story.
Appreciate you, Jordan, man.
Next week.
Anytime, bro. Anytime y'all need me.